All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio, joined today by Randy Angston.
I'm telling you, I can't get through without a good laugh every time. Like, it's my own name. I know it's coming.
Yeah, so guys, we this episode we're going to talk a little bit about numbers, P&Ls, and stuff like that. And by the time you hear this, I will have already done this webinar. But on March 7th, I'm hosting a webinar, and we'll put the link here in the show notes, all about this topic. So, if you're listening to this after you didn't catch a webinar, no problem. We'll drop it in the show notes, and then you guys can watch this webinar. But I just kind of want to talk about what we're doing. So really quickly, everybody should be getting their P&Ls, and you always get it the following month, right? So really a P&L is really a snapshot of what you did last month, last quarter, last year. And, it's an absolute must in business to review P&Ls. It's not the best for being proactive. It's almost reactive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But if you've been being proactive, that's going to show you the fruits of your labor. Great job, kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So, or damn, next month we better change some things so we can fix this. And so I really wanted to be transparent because I got my P&Ls back, and I was, it looks pretty damn good, and it's a little bit higher than we did in December, not much, but it was better. And I was like, well, let me just share this with everybody. I don't think in this industry I've seen anybody share it. I think one guy, in our Iron Circle, shared his stuff. But like in general, everybody's talking about 6-figure gyms or 7-figure gyms or, massive net profit, or I make 100,000, take home out of my gym. But nobody's showing their shit.
Or it's a single month of, look at what I did this month, and it's not reoccurring, or, I had $100,000 month, but I had a $20,000 month before and after. You know what I mean? There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And
yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know if I've seen any one gym do 100,000. I've seen a lot of 50s and 60s and 80s maybe, but like 100. So like $100,000 in a month in a micro gym is pretty good. You go to big box, that's like every day, right? But in a micro gym, personal training model, semi-private, large group training, whatever those models are, it's not that common. In fact, it's so uncommon that we reviewed that State of the Industry report not that long ago. I think it came out in January or late December, talking about the average gym does about 19,000 and change a month. And, this is 5 times that. It's like, well, wait, what's different, right?
Yeah.
So what's different? Let me share this with everybody. First and foremost, I want to tell everybody, I've been in business 13 years, okay? This didn't happen in 1 month, right? Been in business 13 years. 2009, we opened our doors, and our model's changed.
Yep.
Started off as way back as a pseudo kind of 24/7 gym, anytime fitness with training if you wanted it, with independent trainers, and then that kind of shifted to a 24-hour gym with in-house trainers, and then that shifted to only training, plus 24 hours, just kind of it was a add-on. And here we are today with large group training back then, and small group, and one-on-one was even going on back then. And today, our model is 100% semi-private training. Twice a week, 3 times a week, unlimited. That's it. No large group, no open gym, no one-on-one. It's just like, this is our model. And we bill weekly. I think I'm pretty clear. We've shared that plenty of times. Our pricing, our lowest price is $99 a week. Our lowest for whatever it is you do, $99 a week. And so we know, based on those numbers, we need a little under 200 members to $1 million, right? Like just in reoccurring revenue.
Yeah.
I'm not saying challenges. In fact, we don't do challenges. We don't do front-end offers. We don't do, hell, we're horrible at apparel and nutrition sales and supplement sales. In fact, if you were to take our global bucket of income, 99.99% is training revenue.
Yes.
And, that's a plus and a minus.
It's membership revenue.
Membership.
Just to be clear, because I'm sure there's people out there thinking session.
No,
you know what I mean? We don't do any sessions. Everything's membership based.
Yeah. So if you looked at the numbers and you really dissected it, we may pull down $1,000 for t-shirts and supplement sales all in one. Like, there's nothing. So I mean, that's a knock on us. Like, we could be doing so much better if we really push all this other stuff. But we don't, because we keep the main thing. All we pour everything into our semi-private training, because that, regardless of the fact if we had all those other things humming, it's going to be the 80-20% principle anyway. 80% of our revenue is going to come from semi-private training, regardless of all those other things. So let's just go all in.
Yeah, your main thing is definitely the main thing.
So we don't do online training. We don't do transformations. We don't do, it's pretty simple. And in a grand scheme of things, I like it.
I love it.
I like it better this way. There's not a whole lot of breaking of systems to try to bend over and service these things. So got to looking at the P&L the other day, and I was like, cool, this looks pretty good. In a nutshell, 100 grand, 105 up top, gross revenue, and 44,000 net profit. That's 42% net profit margin, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think in the industry, 8 to 12% is about the range, what you're seeing. It showed my pay on there. I showed the employees' pay. I showed our advertising spend, which was $7,900. So it's not like, it was funny. Like, I was showing this to one of our Iron Circle members, and I was like, I go, pick this apart. What am I missing something here? And he's like, well, here's what you may hear come up. He goes, people are skeptical. They may say that you threw these numbers on a spreadsheet. I said, okay. So I took it right on I showed the video where I took it right out of my QuickBooks. Like, I didn't just type these numbers in somewhere. It came from my accountant. He's like, well, you're showing your pay on there. Your rent's 15 grand. So that's in there. What are you spending on advertising? Almost 8 grand. That's healthy. Utilities are there. What are we missing here? Education. I had a truck allowance. I had some meals in there, some travel in there. And so I think everything was covered. And I went through this with my accountant, and everything was covered. There's one thing missing, which was our electrical bill. And I was like, why? Because it's on auto pay. Everything in my life's on auto pay. It's because we had a credit from end of year that they applied in January. Normally $1,800, not shown in the P&L. So $1,800 difference.
Big deal. Yeah. And 100 and what, 5?
Out of 105 though.
Yeah.
So it's all there. Now, the question becomes, hey, I'm doing $19,000 a month. How do I get to 60,000, 70,000, 80,000? And really, it's a math equation. All it is. It's like you take your membership revenue, or you take your average member, like what do you charge, and then how many members do you have, and can you even get there?
Yep.
If you're only charging $150 a month, well, you need what? 400 members to even get to 60,000. Is that even realistic? Can you even service that amount of people?
Yeah. Do you have the training staff? Do you have the square footage? Physically, does the business have the ability to even make those revenues? That's the first and foremost.
And, in a large group model, I don't see that happening. I don't see a large group happening unless you have 400, 500, 600 members, which is hard to keep, right? Because we know about attrition rates, and let's just say it's 8% or even 5%. You're going to replace 30 to 50 clients a month, like just to break even.
Yeah, exactly.
And so our model is really, it's very simple. It's like high membership revenue per month, not a whole lot of clients. We have too much space here, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
We could probably do the same exact thing in half this size.
Yeah.
So we're about 8,000 feet. We could do it in 4 or even 5. So we could cut down on our overhead.
But again, that would only benefit you and the bottom line at the end of the day, right? Costs come down. There's no con. I mean, as long as we have the room to service the clients that we already have, that is 100% benefit to the business. That 42% could creep up to 50%, 50-something%, right? Then again, it only goes to show that all of the right components are in the right places. Like, this is a efficient, lean business model.
Right. And so the next question I have is like, how many coaches do you have? So we have one full-time fitness director. We've got 3 full-time coaches. And really, if we're being honest, one of them's part-time. So like 2 full-time coaches and a part-time, but she's like 3/4. We're probably short maybe a half a coach. So we actually have interviews this week. So we did lose one. We kind of stepped up everybody, and we just wanted to see how it went. And literally in February, we just blew up again. Like I think we signed up. It's still February, isn't it?
Today.
Yeah,
last day of the month.
Well, where's Zach?
He's in a
signing somebody up. So, I think we did 26 clients this month.
Hell yes.
Out of nowhere. Like, honestly, our average 15 to 18, 26, pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's like everything's humming, right? It's just efficient. And again, the silver lining in this whole business model is me as the owner. I'm not here. I don't have to be here. This thing is a true business. We talk about the quadrants and everything. Yes, I was here last night replacing a router. Okay, called me in on that one because they needed the credit card, and everybody left it. I was like, I'll do it. Right. Other than that, like I'm really not that involved. Right. I keep an eye on things, the P&Ls and stuff. And so really the point to this message is, one, we're doing the work that we're coaching.
100%.
We don't teach you something that we don't do, and we don't teach you something that we closed a gym 5 years ago that we used to do. We do it today. And that should mean something to you as a gym owner, that, hey, here's a guy who's in the business doing this every day, and I kind of want to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you want to learn from that person? Going back to my early years in the business, I looked at Rick Mayo as that guy, and I went and hired him.
Learn from him,
and become friends since. But I wanted to do what he was doing because he had figured it out. He's doing it every day. Let me just go learn from that guy. And so it kind of like, it's interesting because I get hit with ads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Who are these people?
Mm-hmm.
They're just somebody that has a marketing agency.
Yeah.
And so
somebody took a $97 course and opened up a coaching business.
It's tough, right? And there's a lot of outside influences that come in, but be careful. I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say or not, but
well, I think the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? The beauty of the fact that we turn around every day and we have the social proof of this. Right, we're in the gym right now. You guys are listening to us in a studio that is built in Tim's gym.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have any of this if we didn't have the gym. We wouldn't have a desire to be sitting here showing you exactly the path to make $1 million a year, giving you what it takes to do that. It's not. It's like we said. It's not rocket science. It's none of that's hope. None of that's shots in the dark or throwing shit against the wall and hoping something's like. It's the tried and true stuff that every single day matters. It's building the routine, the systems, the team. Like, it's not the cool new flashy marketing campaign that's going to work this month and it doesn't in 3. Like, guys, this is the business that no matter what you go off and who you hire and what you come up with to try and take these shots in the dark. This is the stuff that's going to matter at the end of the day. That's it. It's built on foundational business principles. Mm-hmm. To me, it's like I don't know why we would take another path or why somebody would pursue, a new marketing program, which just seems to be the one thing that they hit us with the most, right?
Yeah.
Is everybody needs leads. Well, yeah, sure. When your retention rates, your retention, your clients leaving is skyrocketing, is 25% a month, right? Yeah. You're going to need more clients through the front door, right?
Sure,
but it's not a marketing situation. It's a retention problem, right? So we cover all of those bases, and we have for a while with our coaching program. But I mean, we're pulling the curtain back. We're giving you exactly what we do on a daily basis to make this gym, what it is.
And what you're talking about is our $1 million model coaching program. We're literally finishing it right now. And we said this. We was like, our last coaching program was great, and people got great results. But it was large quantities of information, get it done as you go. Mm-hmm. Where our new coaching program, it's phased. You have to finish these things before we move into the next thing. Because what was happening is people were skipping some stuff, jumping around, trying to get to the end and then going backwards. And it was just, some people did it by the book. I can think of a few. David Bender, by the book. Justin Emmons, by the book. Del Smith, by the book. And they've seen massive growth in their businesses because of doing all the things. Mm-hmm. But most people, they just were bouncing around, and we wanted to stop that. And on top of that, we're bringing in new content. We're bringing Zach over from like the battleground. He's coming in. He's gonna actually coach some of this stuff, because again, my knowledge is 5 years ago, like kind of in a way. I mean, I'm here, but he's got the stories of what happened last week. I don't have the. I mean, he's gonna come in and bring those stories. But we basically broke it down. And if you as a gym owner want $1 million model, if you want a gym that can produce not only enough revenue for you to pay yourself, but actually allow you to step away and have it run without you involved, like then this is the coaching program for you. And it's not out yet. Maybe by the time
you're listening, you might,
We'll drop links and stuff, but we're really focusing on making sure this thing's perfect before we just start selling it, right? Like let's make sure this is going to be exactly what we want it to be. And we're cutting videos and redoing some. I mean, we did a video and we're like, hey, Zach, I don't like that. Redo the whole video because I want to see your little face in the corner. He's like, oh man, you really want to see my face? And I go, I also don't like the background, so change the background. So he had to redo all the videos, but like that's how we do stuff. And it's funny because totally somewhat, in line with this. If you're going to do something, do it right. Okay. If you're going to open a gym, do it right, go all in. I saw a post today, somebody was asking about handheld body fat scanners. What do you guys recommend? And I was like, I don't recommend. But like that's the mindset of a gym owner. Like, what's the cheapest
lowest
thing? Just if you're gonna do it, just do it right. Like, and I know money's a thing, right? If you don't have the money, you can't do it. Figure it out. I mean, it's insensitive, but like honestly, go get the InBody or the eVolt or the Fit 3D scanner.
Well, InBody hits me with ads every day that they're doing 0% financing or something like that, or you know what I mean? Point. Like there's something there is a way. I mean, money might be the biggest problem gym owners face. You guys aren't growing because you're not willing to invest in your growth. Period. I mean, the things you need for the gym, the education you need, all of this, it's typically get out of your way and invest in. You have to take a risk sometimes and do it intelligently, right? I love our coaching program. There's others out there, but put some thought into it. What are you lacking in the business that you need, and go source that information and then apply it. And that's the other half is the information's everywhere, but not everybody has $1 million gym because not everyone's doing it, right? So.
And here's the whole thing is I want more $1 million gyms.
Absolutely.
I want to give out those belts at the Growth Summit, right? Like we've got these milestone awards, $1 million in a year. That's a big award, right?
Hell yeah.
It's the top award, in fact. It's like get $1 million. It's a great milestone, and it's like, well, when you do $1 million in a micro gym, you have so much money that falls downhill. Like, in the Profit First model, 10% profit. We did 42% profit, right? There's more money with all the bills paid.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's okay to make more money, guys. And you should strive for more money, more profit, right? But don't, again, the whole Parkinson's theory, the Parkinson's law says, hey, the more money you're going to make, the more you spend. Obviously, be intelligent. But like, I would rather see, instead of you guys struggling and barely making, ends meet, like there's ways through this. And that's why we really, like our whole ethos is we help gym owners win. We want you to win, period. So if y'all need help, check out the webinar we did. I'm going to do, but then by the time this is out, it will have been done. So you know what I'm saying. Go check it out. I share everything, guys. There's nothing to hide. Like this is what we do. If you want this, do the same things. Like I don't know what else to say. Don't reinvent the wheel. So
it's wild to me. I think of our business just like the training business, right? Like we don't. When a client sits down and they need to lose 50 pounds or they need to lose 15 pounds or they want to put on, we don't go and just throw everything out the window and say, all right, cool. I'm going to cater what I know to your. No, guys, this is the system. This is the play. This is the program. This is what we know works. Run the play.
Yeah.
Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Do what we know works because it leads to the same result. And even within it, right? Yes. Are there are there changes that you have to make? Sure. Maybe you live in a B market, C market, and you can't get, the value per week or something like that. Well, that's okay. But within that, there's variables, right? Like we were talking about. Maybe you can't charge that much, so you charge a little less, which means over here it's going to take a few more people. Like all of it, but again, it goes back to math. We got some incredible tools that are part of this that we're going to show you guys, and you'll see in that webinar. I've never seen anything like this in the industry. I know that everyone I've talked to already, it's blown their minds. We're taking away a lot of the struggle when it comes to figuring out what the value of your services are, capacity, your schedule, your
trainer pay, margins.
all of that stuff. I mean, you guys are gonna it'll blow minds.
Zach's done a good job, and the thing about it is Zach's had to create that for here, right? So he's like, well, let's just use the same stuff because we've been using it for a while.
The Delta tracker, same thing, right? Like that. We're not out there trying to figure out things to sell you guys. We're looking at the things that we do and trying to see what provides you with help, and that's the tools that we've put in this program.
Kind of going back to the thing, follow the play. You as a gym owner, I understand we're alpha, where it's like my way. This is my thing. If I hadn't thrown that out the window early in the career, I would be closed. Honestly, if I said, "Oh, I've already invested this much, or I'm training this way, and this is the best way, and I'm used to doing this," if I didn't say to myself, "This ain't working, I need to find a new solution," I would be closed. So I did that. Flew out to Atlanta and met with Rick, and he's like crossing off
napkin
equipment. He's like, draw your gym on this napkin. Went to dinner, and he's like, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And I'm like, this is stuff's like 3 months old.
I just bought that leg press.
He goes, space is the best piece of equipment you can have right now. So like, you need space, so let's get rid of it. And I'm like, oh, and I did it.
And you did. You believed
that was the thing.
Yep. You trusted him because of the results that he had. You took his advice, you implemented it, and you saw a similar result. It's amazing how that works,
rocket science,
right?
So hopefully that helps. Check out the webinar, guys. I just want to share that with you guys. I wanted to be transparent, so there's no secrets or anything. We're not smoke and mirrors. This isn't made it this month, but not last month. But in December, we did 85. In February, we'll probably do closer to 90. We did 105 in January. March, we'll probably do another 100. So it's the model. It's the recurring revenue. It's not front-end sales. It's just a machine. So hopefully that helps you guys. Until next episode, guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.